Thank you very much. Yeah, we also have Adam here, who also was in that video, I think. So do you like doing the TikToks?
I mean, our content manager, he came after a scrim day. He said, "Guys, I have something for you. You guys are gonna dance."
You don't have a choice?
It was really enjoyable, you know. But actually, it was pretty fun. But so it's okay, you know.
But I feel like doing that after 6 losses in a row or something might be a bit annoying.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, after all, if you need to do content, you still do, right?
Yeah,
even if the moral is still bad. But I mean, we're pretty lucky. We win games.
It's true.
So we have fun doing that, actually.
Yeah, not a lot of stress. Maybe a little bit in this game. Striker, what is your verdict on how the team played out the comp that you fielded for them?
I would say I'm satisfied with how the early went. A lot of discipline from the boys. I think we didn't take fights randomly. We are very aware of their strength in the early game. I'm happy about the fact that we respected them early game overall. In mid-late game, I think there is some small adjustments on how we coordinate, but I think overall that's nothing that we cannot overcome with a bit of review. That's fine.
Do you feel like you are confident in your approach regardless of the level of your opponent? Because some teams say that they fall into the trap if they go up against a team at the bottom of the standings that perhaps they aren't as clean as they should be. How do you feel about that?
Always scared about that, to be honest.
Yeah.
I always tell them before every game. I think lately we had 3 of those games, right? GX Rogue and Mad Lions. But every time I think we hold to our standards. I'm happy about that, yeah.
I have to say, just one specific for you actually, that 1v1 in top lane, I feel like, were you 1v1ing on Navori gold? Because that was quite scary.
I didn't have Navori, I needed one more wave. So,
yeah.
but if I do this 1v1 on top with Navori, he got absolutely destroyed, right?
But you were on daggers, I was like, oh,
yeah,
that's scary.
Yeah, was almost close. I thought about turning, but he had 1 second ahead of me, so I couldn't turn. But yeah, it was close.
It was close. You did get to win in the end, and I think a lot of people are looking at BDS in terms of what are you going to look like in playoffs, what's going to happen in terms of getting to the season finals, in terms of the race for worlds and everything. Adam, how do you look back on the improvement you make and how you step into the playoffs?
I mean, yeah. I mean, from my side, I do believe that every split or every year, it's always the same talk with BDS.
Yeah.
Oh, but you know, they're just winning best of ones. Oh, but they just beat a bottom teams. But it's okay. They will not win finals. They will not go towards. I do believe that it's always the same scenario that is always being talked about, always. But I strongly believe that we've now showed so much people and throughout the entire year that we were actually a top team and that we need to be talked as if we were one of the best teams in the LEC right now. And I'm really proud of myself, first of all, my teammates and my coaching staff, because we're doing such a great job to change a bit how we talk about BDS, and that just makes me proud. Sorry. So yeah.
Actually, on this topic, I'm really passionate about BDS and your improvement throughout the year. To me, right, you can correct me if I'm wrong, because this is an outsider's POV, but it really feels like you guys are a super systematic team. It feels like after winter, or maybe at some point earlier than that, you guys sat down and said, okay, what are the issues we have? And then you took a split to fix each one. So it was like spring, you fixed Adam's pool, it expanded. In summer, you played Sheo more on carries, AP junglers, and also on tanks. So what's next on the list? Is this a correct take, do you think? What happened here?
I think it's, I would say, fairly correct, even though I think Adam improved his pool from last year already. I mean, I think it basically comes down from the fact that we saw last year that we could be limited in terms of playstyle, and we wanted to get rid of this this year. So we did also extend our coaching staff to help each player individually, and I think everyone is putting in the effort, you know, to make sure that each week there is a step up in terms of gameplay, and we try to basically learn the game every week a bit more. That's how we approach it. I don't think that we are too far from what we need to be in order to win a split, but playoff preparation will be important for that.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just ask it, right? Because it feels like this was a whole long-term plan to beat G2 in the end, right? To tackle every single thing one at a time and fix them. Is it enough? Is it enough for summer?
It was enough in best of one.
Yeah? Okay.
I think that they were probably not in their best shape, right? But I also strongly believe that we are going to be way better than what we showed against them last time we met them in best of 5. I think that our side lane was really poor back then. I think that we improved on that a lot. So yeah, I'm actually pretty excited about facing them in best of 5 again.
We're excited for that as well. And to your point, Adam, I think you are entirely correct in that. I guess it's because people expect so much from you because of what you show sometimes in the regular season and because how consistent you have been as a team in the LEC in the last 2 years, right? Because if you think about the top 3, sometimes the top 2 and even the top 1 in a lot of the regular season and also going into playoffs, you always have to talk about BDS. And I think the improvement is clear. I think like, from my perspective, it's always like, I really want to see BDS do even better than that, right? And win those best of 5s and lift the trophy. But I know you want that as much as we do, right? But I think you're fair in your assessment for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, our like ambitions for this split is also like really high. We strongly believe that we can win the split, and if you take a look, you can even talk about like the start of the process since last year, right? Since winter of last year, and everything we've been going through has reached like this point now, where I do feel that like it's this split or never, you know. And I also believe that we're like so close, and that the gap between G2 and us, I feel like that it has been closing split by split, and summer is like the last time we can show our improvement. So I'm actually really excited to see.
I mean, I just want to give
That's dope.
props. Yeah, I want to give props because it's been such a transformation. I remember watching you at Worlds last year, and it just felt like you had one play, and that was you have Sheo on some kind of facility like Rel jungle at the time, sit top lane, whilst you played a Ghost champion, and you had to absolutely bash your head in the wall until you won. But now it's I feel like you can play absolutely everything. You have AD mids, you have a bunch of different carries in the jungle, and yeah, it's just props. Loads of adaptability now.
Yeah, it's exciting to see, but only time will tell, of course, as always. Let's take a look also at the other teams. GX and KC both locked playoffs today. That does mean that we have 4 teams still vying for the last 2 spots in playoffs. Out of Heretics, Team Vitality, Rogue, and Mad Lions Koi. Now, I have a bunch of percentages of scenarios. I will just try and keep it short. Team Heretics actually have 87.5% of scenarios in which they are guaranteed at least a tiebreaker to make it. But without going through everything, who do you think deserves to go to playoffs that you think can improve when they get there?
And from my side, I would say, in terms of a team that would deserve, I would say that it's Rogue. I would say that it's Rogue.
That's a shocker.
Because, I mean, I've heard from Scrims that they're actually really trying really hard, and unfortunately, on stage, it doesn't show. And if you take a look at Vitality, like I don't want like to strike them specifically, right? But I don't think that the changes they've been doing until this summer was correct. Also, I don't think that how they view this year might not be correct, and how also they approach their team identity is not correct as well. So I don't think like they put every chances on their side to win, actually. So yeah, that's why I would put like Rogue over Vitality, just that.
Okay, that's a super interesting insight also. What do you think outside of Rogue? Do you agree? And do you think out of Heretics, Vitality, Rogue, and Mad Lions Koi, who could have the potential to grow throughout those playoffs?
I would say that GX could. I think they improved a lot this split specifically. I think they had...
They already qualified.
They're already qualified. But it's cool to know that you're excited about their development.
Yeah, actually on this list, it's the one team that I see improving, at least week by week, both on macro and even on draft read. I think they are pretty decent right now. I think they understand their strength and their weaknesses quite well, and I don't think that they show sometimes the tendency that some teams can have where they play away from their strength or they try to basically ignore their weaknesses. I think they're pretty aware of those and they draft accordingly to that. So I like to see this team play overall.
It's quite interesting reading between the lines what you both say. It sounds like you guys are so heavily into the whole concept of having an identity because you vouch for Rogue, making sure they know what they want to play, and you disagree with the philosophy of Vitality and that's in terms of their identity. And the same with you with Giant X. Yeah, it's just quite interesting because now you don't just have that one style anymore. You can also branch out.
Yeah.
That's a point.
You seem to see the teams in a similar light. Like you have the same philosophy. Was that always the case of you both?
Regarding other teams?
Like how you see the game and how everything should be approached.
I would say that mostly it was. I think it also comes from the fact that we've been working for so long, right? With Adam, started working with him in 2020.
Oh my gosh.
So even though there was a little time of break, which I think made us able to both improve on our game knowledge, which is good. We still, I think, remain kind of similar in that regard.
Yeah, cool.
I do believe the same. Yeah, I mean, him and I do think that we share like low-key similar perspective on how we view the game, also the teams, right? And to come back on what you said, I think this is really important for like a team to have like a clear identity, because the moment you actually don't have one, I do believe that it's so hard to actually know on what to focus to improve. And if you don't have an identity, then how do you define actually your goal, right? Like, what do you want to reach actually? So to me, this is really important. And at BDS, our identity is clear and we know what we play for.
Absolutely, and it's paying off. It definitely is. Let's take a look at the schedule as well. For the matchups we have tomorrow, I believe you're playing Fnatic, which you have a score to settle with. But I think you want to settle it in best ofs, right? Not in a best of one.
Yeah.
Ideally.
They kicked us off of MSI.
They did, so they'll have to pay for that tomorrow. Vitality SK, oof, that's a hard one for. They have to win, I think. Pretty sure they have. I mean, I know nothing for sure with these scenarios, but I feel like it would be good, right, Eragon?
Yeah, I think they for sure have to win for the best chances, of course. But it's just looking so doomed.
It would be good for us if they do, actually.
Wait, is it good for you guys?
Yeah.
Does it unlock a top one?
We can have first place
yeah.
if SK is losing only, right?
If they also lose, of
because
course.
we lose the head-to-head against them.
Yeah.
Even if we lose against Fnatic and SK loses, they still got the head-to-head.
We need to win and they need to lose.
Yeah.
Oh, you have all the bracketology already in your head. You're like, oh, we can't do this, we can't do this. An important match, maybe I need to ask you two about, is on Monday though. Your country, France, plays my country, Belgium.
It's gonna be a blast. I'm sorry.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You can tell me, what do you think is going to happen? I mean, into 2018, unfortunately, it happened already, right? But this is a different time.
I think you guys cannot play. The moment you have Lukaku, I'm sorry, but
history will repeat itself, most likely.
Okay. We'll see. We'll chat after. Unfortunately, I think you may be right. But at least it's going well on the Rift for BDS. We'll see if it also goes well for France on Monday. But of course, we have another all-important day in the regular season of Summer 2024. And at the end of tomorrow, we will finally know who our playoff teams are and for who the year ends. We'll catch you tomorrow. Good night.
Hold the shield, they can wait. Just waiting. Shield now expiring, he's trying to clear the wave. Q4 trying to lock up Oscar, and Oscar goes down! It's so clever, another! Oh! Why did they do it? I said it last split!
Look, I got them.
Yeah, I can go here. Look, I stand. No flash, say you no flash.
Say you.
Go inside.
I can take the semi soon.
Everyone is on you, Morte. Everyone is on you.
Come on, run.
Okay, Skander is dead. Go on there.
Go.
Help carries.
It's not bad, you know.
Nice!
How do we execute Nash? They didn't take Drake. Joke.
Cops is doing so much work. Speaking of leaders, bro, video. Oh my god! Under turret!
I'll go mid, okay? If you got top. Maybe not. Roger, sir.
No. Nice.
Nice, very good.
Zimmer now with the Yumi stun, about to be apparent. Low on for health are in trouble. Both flashes burn. Culling at point blank range. Upset with a third kill. The strength of SK is getting absolutely yeeted by a cat.
Come to me. Nice.
Oh, Shin the flash.
Oh!
Nice!
You're relevant top! It's so good!
Okay, he can try, he really could, but Irrelevant's way too strong. Kill the cat! Yeah! Kill the cat! Ever again, we all hate Yumi.
Kill him.
You rich?
Judge.
Why you No. Kill him. Let's go. Oh, my cat. Oh, nice.
Bye bad.